The world is fundamentally changing. Globalization is creating opportunities for new business in and from high-growth emerging markets.
If you're not out there, it's difficult to get the sheer scale of the opportunity. It's the entrepreneurship you'd find in India, for example, the determination you'd find in Russia, the creativity you'd find in Brazil. The opportunity to partner with these organizations and link up with them is phenomenal for the West. These markets are growing at 7, 8, 9, 10% plus. Western markets have a default level of, say, 2, 2.5%, 3%.
C-class executives, CEOs, CFOs of major multinationals understand that high-growth markets are big opportunities. The challenges lay in overcoming some of the risks of entering those markets. So all of those are big challenges for businesses, and finding the right support, the right advice is key to a business's global strategy.
Here you have probably the strongest history of growth ever. What fascinates me is to work in an environment where the people just work hard to improve their living conditions. I would argue China is the most competitive automotive market in the world by now. And to find your way here now takes a lot of commitment and knowledge of the market. People like brands, and more people have money to spend on brands. Don't go in with false hopes. Sound out what you're in for, know you're also a regulatory environment, and then go in for the long haul and not for the quick benefits.
Effectively, Western businesses going into these environments have to operate in a very transparent way.
They have to be people who've grown up, lived, worked, breathed these markets.
We've got over 400 employees worldwide, and about almost 300 of them are in India.
The government out there is very supportive. They set up special economic zones, what they call export zones, and they give you a lot of tax breaks. The space is at a heavily discounted price, and you're allowed import duty-free against your exports. So all those things have been actually put in place by the government to make it easier for the foreign companies to work there.
But you need to partner with the right folks to help you out while you're setting this up. We made sure that we interacted them on a personal basis, traveled there a lot, and made things happen that way.
I would recommend that people start looking at these markets because they allow you to manage your budget, especially in these difficult times, embrace a global culture and a different viewpoint and those kind of things. But purely just running services out there in India, I think it's the right time to do that.
Some of the challenges in South America are not dissimilar to challenges in other parts of the world. Brazil today has the same demographics that the U.S. had coming out of the Second World War.
Well, the first contact will be easy because Brazilians like foreigners. But then if you go to the next level, you must find the right partner in Brazil.
The people was very focused on results very quickly. Now we have a very strong middle class people making money, and hungry to buy.
Brazil will be one of the top 5, 6 economies in the world soon. So if you want to be in a growth market, you must be here.
South America is a very bureaucratic continent, and I believe we have lots of laws. We need to have people who work here, have the same culture, and understand each part of the process.
When we came over, we contracted KPMG, and I would say for the first year, they were as important as the 4 wheels in your car. Without them, we have never managed basically to be at the stage where we are.
You must spend quite some time in research and setting up the right infrastructure to be successful.
Certainly these markets represent tremendous opportunity to businesses and their growth over the next 25 to 50 years. Getting it right, overcoming the risks versus reward, I cannot overemphasize. Going into these markets, the number one is getting the right support, the right advice, and also the right strategy.
I think I have two key messages. Firstly, don't follow fashion. Research, learn, listen, do the right thing for your business. And secondly, understanding and relationships. Show real cultural sensitivity, build relationships on the ground. That's the formula to getting things done in new markets. I think KPMG brings obvious, deep knowledge in these markets.
KPMG firms can help with the solution. Our firms can guide you through the complexity and the risk to help your company grow.